It's 11 o'clock or so. We have the Oregon Gulch road grading and gravel bid opening.
We received one bid. And this is just a short chunk of road. The bid's from Haskins Excavating. And the total bid is $10,932, which is, that's a good bid. So I would make a recommendation we accept Haskins Excavating bid for that project.
All right.
I will make a motion that we accept Haskins Excavating bid for the Oregon Gulch Road grading and gravel in the amount of $10,932.
All right, I would second that motion. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passed. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty darn close. And we're here for Sunrise Burdette fire update.
Yep, excuse me now. So good afternoon, my name's Cornie Hudson. I am a liaison trainee for the Doug Terman Type 1 team. And I'd like to introduce Andy Mitchell, who is one of our ops chiefs, and he will give you a good update on both those fires.
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, we'll start with the Burdette fire. There's just a couple smokes showing on it. It's in monitoring status. Everything's well in hand with that. We're calling it about 70% contained, and that is 70% lined. And there's a piece in some real ugly ground, very rocky, that the hot shot said they couldn't get to. It's not a factor. It won't leave there. So that's the status of the Burdette fire. Regarding the Sunrise fire, we're generally keeping it in a box with the Clark Fork River to the east, Trout Creek to the northwest, and Quartz Creek to the south. So that's our objective, and right now everything's well in hand. Because of the lack of natural barriers, we've had to introduce fire to take out some of the punch, some of the energy, before we get some sort of wind alignment in the future that pushes the fire out across the Clark Fork. So to that end, we've cleaned things up in the Verde and Cougar Creek drainages, and we're going to introduce fire into this bowl to kind of make a black area there, and then we'll let this fill in, and with any luck and good fortune in the coming days, we'll hold some line like this, and we'll have some containment. So that's the broad general plan. Right now the weather is cooperating. There's some thought in the forecast that it could change Saturday night or Sunday. We currently have a northeast flow that's real conducive to firefighting, but it could change to a southwest flow with some stronger winds, which would cause problems for the river bend and the communities along the river, were we not to have a buffer in between the main fire and the river. So that's the quick and dirty without getting into a bunch of fire jargon and that kind of thing. Are there any questions?
No.
All right.
Thank you.
So you want to say anything?
I've only been at the deputy IC for the team. You know, Andy's right. What we've thought all along, and what we've heard from some of the local folks here, the general wind pattern down Trout Creek, coming out the mouth of that, gets pretty strong at times. That's a pretty steep country and kind of a narrow canyon. And with the reports when we first got here of spotting that occurred a half mile to a mile away, all the fuel out there is receptive. You know, what our FBANs, our fire behavior analyst, is telling us, we're at the point now that there's 80 to 90% chance if an ember falls, it's going to start a fire. And so with that thought in mind, this plan is based on if we can get that blackened a half to a mile back before anything gets a chance to make a run there at the mouth, we have a chance to maybe not have that spot across the interstate and across the river there. So that's the overall plan for us. We got a long ways to go this summer. We're just now getting into fire season, which is kind of a shocker to most of us that have grown up around here. But I'm sure in another week when we time out for our 2 weeks, there'll be another team here for a couple of weeks right behind us. And as the last team did, we transition for a day. They pass along any information they can to us so that we can take over the following day and just keep running with what's going on. And I think so far, no surprises with what we gleaned from Sean Pearson's team, and we're going to try to set the next team up behind us. The other thing that has been going on is our structure protection branch has been working closely with Tom, the sheriff, with all the structures out here, trying to take a look at, are they defendable, not defendable? Do we need to put sprinkler systems in? And they've got a real good handle on the population protection plan that was left for us. And our structure protection specialist feeling pretty good if something does spot across, that they'll be able to pick it up, take care of it if it happens. It may be if we have a day or two advance warning, if things really look like they're picking up. I'm sure we'll be talking to Rob, the fire chief here, and be looking at maybe getting a few additional engines in through mutual aid or something to help in that effort. But we've got a pretty good engine force that we can spread out, and folks know the area. They've been looking at it, talking to the landowners, and I think we're set up if something bad happens. Any questions?
So you feel you have enough resources? I mean,
I think
worst case scenario, we've got.
Well, there's the guy that can tell us, but I think we're feeling pretty good. We worked out a deal. We had 6 hotshot crews, which are the best in the country, and we worked out a deal with Area Command in Missoula that as those crews time out and take 2 days off, they're coming right back to this incident. They've got corporate knowledge of what's going on here, and that's going to be a real plus for us.
You bet.
So
I was asking someone here about, the fires out of 9 Mile. The National Guard came in. Is there any need for them to be called in at this time? Or?
I don't think so. We have, I think we have 5 aircraft right now. We have 2 heavy helicopters that pick up the big gallons of water in their buckets. We've got 2 medium ships, and I think we have 3, we've got more than 5 today. We got 3 light aircraft. And I think we're in pretty darn good shape. And the thing about being under area command, if we have a dire need for something for maybe a fuel cycle, they'll try to borrow an aircraft off another incident and bring it over to us to help us if we need to. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Talked to Tom earlier today. He's getting a little tight on deputies with all the road guards, especially if they have to go into stage 3 evacuations. But he's well aware of the STARS program, which is a statewide program. If he needs additional assistance, there's about 5 to 6 deputies that when we punch the button with a resource order, we'll pay for it, but they'll come in from other departments, sheriff departments across the state, to give him a hand. He's aware of that, though.
Oh,
so
good.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that's about all we had, unless you guys have any more questions, or I don't know if Rob or George want to explain a little
George,
bit
I
of
thought
the
you retired.
emergency.
I did.
Okay.
We brought him back. We brought him back.
That hook that they send out, take you back. I'll be just doing the EOC in the fire hall until things look better, and I'll be there every day and keep in touch with these guys and with anybody else in the county that needs anything. So if you have any questions or concerns, Lori knows where I'm at.
All right.
I'll be gone this afternoon for a little bit, and I'll attend their planning meeting at 7 p.m. today. And other than that, I'll spend at least 8 hours a day in the fire hall, and we'll have an EOC meeting every morning at 10.
And the team will be there, you know, portions of the team will be there every day at 10 o'clock to give updates like we have been doing with our cooperator meetings. And then we're going to continue our next public meetings tomorrow night at Losel Lodge at 7 o'clock. So we're going to continue those, give updates.
And tomorrow you'll know better how the weather's going to be over the weekend too,
Yeah.
and how that's going to affect.
Operations and stuff. Okay.
Well, good deal.
Yeah, so that's all we had, unless there's any other questions or anything.
Any questions, Jim?
Yeah, when are we gonna change direction?
What is that?
Good question.
Because this isn't getting it there.
Pardon?
This approach is not getting it there. Healthy forests, not preserving old growth, decadent standing trees and then waiting till they burn. That's just not the logic that's gonna get us anywhere.
You mean for overall management, prescriptions?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this team can't address that, but.
Yeah.
Opening up a bigger
Bigger can of worms
issues than
there,
that.
yeah.
These guys are concentrating on, what do we do right now?
Yeah.
Well,
And this will improve that because you get a good burn mosaic.
no, forget the burn mosaic. Fay Kruger came out in 2014 with the fire lab, said this county is an extreme fire hazard, something needs to be done, and the whole staff went home, and here we are. It's 3 years later, nothing's changed. We can do a lot better than this. We don't need to spend $1 million for every 1,000 acres trying to put out a fire. We can spend that same $1,000 an acre and have a healthy forest if we managed it. Don't wait and be reactive, be proactive. We're paying for professional foresters here. They get a good salary, they get a pension plan, they get a retirement package, so let's start doing their job. They were educated to do it, do it.
I think everybody in this room totally
Yep.
agrees with me.
Agrees with you.
Yep.
Coming from an old logging family, I totally agree with you.
And I'm a forester by trade too, so I totally agree with you.
And I second that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, preaching to the choir.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for coming.
Thank you very much.